Hi, it's Stephanie from the Art Lounge. Following up on City Cat, it's about 25 minutes ish video on artlounge310.com. Hopefully, it's also on YouTube. All the socials are linked from the website, but I know that I ended the video on creating City Cat from this inspirational picture that I found on Pinterest. I looked everywhere to give the author credit, could not figure out who the author of this photo is, but it has followed me on Pinterest and it inspired me. And I don't know how my brother's going to feel about this, but it reminds me of him. He's a city dweller and he's cool and he wears glasses and teeny weeny beanies. And so I wanted to create a more edgy, more kind of city savvy cat. So that inspired. I finished the video, ran out of storage, ran out of battery, and realized he had no whiskers. So just to catch you up, I'm working on an art board. It has a lot of texture. I'm trying to see, like down here, you can kind of see the texture of the art board. And so, not necessarily ideal, smooth watercolor surface. It was just something I grabbed. It's where we started. And sometimes when you have the itch to create, these things are out of your control. So my intention is to outline a lot of the whiskers in a white gouache and to differentiate kind of some of the whiskers up close and some of them not so prominent. The texture is preventing me from just going in with gouache because I can just tell like it's going to get kind of stuck in the grooves. So I took a watercolor pencil, Faber-Castell watercolor pencil, kind of etched in. I'm even thinking I'm going to take a Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 watercolor crayon to again fill in some of the texture on this artboard with some pigment. And I'm not going to do this with everyone because I don't want them all to be the same white, if you will. I might even add a little bit of like a yellow hue just to, I don't know, it's just my way, it's just my artistic way that I don't really add white or straight black. um, I enjoy it when other artists do. I enjoy their work when they do, giving all those kind of really super bright highlights. It's just not how I roll. So kind of just filling a little bit of the texture of this artboard. If I was using watercolor paper, I probably would not do this step. I wouldn't have to necessarily worry about such things. But here we are, filling in some of that kind of texture. Gonna add a little water to it. I love that like crooked whisker. Love that. Like most city dwellers, my brother, who I'm so proud of, like he's going into, or he has this management job and he's rocking it, and I just love to hear about his adventures. But he's a bike rider, and so I always like give a little prayer for his safety because it can be a little crazy out there on the world on a bike. My one of my kids is big into bike riding too, and I pretty much have him like in a reflective coat, in a vest that lights up. I don't know. Does he wear it once he leaves here? He just smiles and he does it because he's awesome. And I know a lot of it he does for me, but I don't know. There's a lot of crazy people out there. Not you guys, just you know who I'm talking about. Crazy people driving their cars, not looking for bikers. And as a nurse, I don't want anyone to get hurt. Like that's not what we're going for here. All right, so this is me kind of experimenting with this textured artboard. Why am I doing the watercolor on the artboard? That's, like I said, that's what I grabbed. That's what I grabbed. I'm gonna bring this one like right across. Bam. Okay. Let's see what happens when we add some water. These are these tiny little brushes here. These are just from a model car paint set. You just need that on hand. All right, so let's see. This is just the pencil and the crayon. Yeah. I think. So I'm filling up some of that texture on that artboard. So when I go over with the gouache, I can get a real precise straight line. I know I'm working off camera. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move it up a little bit. So let's say my line wasn't as thin as I wanted to. That's okay, because oh, where'd you go? Like this right here is a little too thick, this whisker, but I'm going to add the gouache on top, and it's almost going to look a little bit more, I guess, 3D, almost like the shadow under. Do I need to even activate the watercolor crayon and pencil? Maybe not. I'm just more so curious, exploring. I'm not going to have to add another color to this at all, because I think by activating this, I'm pulling a little bit of the color underneath, which I like. There is about a 26-minute video of this on the Art Lounge website. So it's artlounge310.com, and I don't know what I'll post on social media, but the links are on the website. It might just be me doing the whiskers. So you might have to go to the website to see the video if you're interested in watching City Cat come to life. Yeah, so I'm just activating this to kind of smooth, again, over that texture of the board. I'm going to do these bright ones. I love the whiskers that go behind the glasses. Love that. Am I making you dizzy yet? This one's my favorite. This whisker's my favorite. It does like a 45-degree slope. All right, I don't want to wet all of them. Let's see where we're going here. Yeah, because then I can just kind of feather it out. All right, let's see what happens when we add now some gouache over. Yeah, that goes on so much better. So I just did those two bottom whiskers. And I know they might still look a little thicker. Um, well, for me anyway, they're a little thicker than I prefer, but I think what I'm going to do is let this dry. Once I get the gouache in, and then I can finesse. Yeah, so I'm going to let some of these kind of fade behind the brighter whiskers. I'm going to make, it's going to move on, but I think I want to just do one more here. So I hope that's translating. Some of them now are in gouache, some of them are just in watercolor colored pencil, and some have a little bit of the watercolor crayon. I can make such a straighter line when I pull it towards me. So I'm sorry if I make you dizzy. Yeah, it's so much better than just trying to do it straight on the canvas, or artboard, I should say. What was I thinking? No, I was thinking City Cat. I was thinking. I like that one. See, that almost has the red. I don't know if you can see that, the red of the background sweater. Not sure. Um, Maybe that guy. I'll do this one. Awesome. And let's do my favorite whisker over here. Now I have two cats. Their names are Cinco and De Mayo. They were born on Cinco de Mayo, and I'm relatively new to cats. I say that they're like 7 years old, but I was raised as a dog person, and I guess in my heart I will always be. But you know that like their whiskers aren't for the faint of heart, right? So for there to be a crimp, like something happened, right? Like that something happened. So I picture this city cat He's got stories. He's got stories to tell. I think we're going to make that kind of go up into the hat a little bit. Get stuck on the knit beanie. There's two whiskers here. I'm going to make one brighter than the other. All right, I might fiddle a little bit more, but he looks so much better with his whiskers. Less, I don't know, not less anything. Definitely more cat-like. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you appreciate City Cat. Get out there and create and be safe.